Hey guys, I'm Marty Geek. In this video, I have an unboxing and hands-on look of the Dualshock 4 back button attachment for, of course, the PlayStation 4 controller. Now, this just released for around $29.99, and of course, some places you might get it a little bit cheaper. I'll leave links in my description just in case you're interested in getting one of these. And of course, most likely the reason why Sony is releasing this right now is because there's rumors that the PlayStation 5 controller or the DualShock 5 most likely is going to have rear buttons over here. That way you can actually customize them. Most likely that's the case, and maybe that's the reason why they're releasing this now. That way you can actually get used to it, and also so your controller can actually be compatible with the PlayStation 5. Maybe that's the reason why. Here, let's go and show you guys the boxing is really small. Like you see there, a very tiny box. Over here in the back says 2 programmable back buttons, map to 16 different functions, OLED screen, display current button assignment and selected profiles, screen button, lets you customize button assignments, and stereo headset jack, connect with your wired headset. And that's it. So over here, when we open it up, you're gonna have this right here letting you know that you should read this first, and believe me, you should, because if you put it wrong, you might damage this device or your controller. So make sure you actually read this. You also gonna get the instruction manuals over here. You should also read it, because I was confused on how to access the other profiles, and it's very easy. You're gonna have your answer right here, and right here, all this box for nothing. Right here, you're gonna see the device, which is really tiny, you know, for a tiny box like that as well. And here it is. So you got the PlayStation logo right there. You got the headphone jack that's gonna be plugged into the controller, and the extension cord or jack as well. You got this right here, which is basically like a big button, but it's also an OLED screen. You got the rear buttons right here, and they do feel, you know, pretty clicky, you know, very firm, but they do feel high quality. So the proper way to put this is to grab it like this, right? And align your headphone jack inside of the other headphone plug, right? And we're gonna go ahead and put it in, and there you go, just like that. Of course, it is recommended that the controller is off. That way everything works properly. So make sure the controller is actually off. And now right here, you're gonna have a headphone jack, just in case you're one of those that use wired headset with your controller, just like I do sometimes. And here in the back, there you have it. Now, of course, I use the Nyko charger, and like you see there, this actually fits with the device on. The problem is it won't charge in the stand. I already did try it, and because of this device right here, it won't properly make connection with the charger. So that kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have to charge over here with the cable now. And what's cool here is when you turn it on, let's go ahead and turn it on so you guys can see what to see there. There you got the PlayStation logos there visible. There you go. And now, like you see there, program 2. I'll wipe it down, that way you guys can see it, because it is a very fingerprint magnet. So when you tap it, like you see there, it says P2, double tap, P3, double tap, P1. By default, it's gonna be like that, just like that. And like you see, it actually turns off really fast. In less than 3 seconds, it's already turning off. So it's honestly, I don't think it's gonna burn that much battery, because like I said, this is OLED, and OLED, by the, you know, it's one of the screens that less battery consumes. So one thing you're gonna have to know, of course, is how to program this. It's very easy. You gotta press and hold, and that's it. When you press and hold, that's gonna start blinking. Over here, you're gonna choose what button you want on this side and what button you want to customize on this side. So for example, I did play a couple games already with this controller and this device, and for example, like on the baseball game, I chose, for example, one side I chose bunt, and the other side I chose swing, which is power swing, I think it is, with the square. Let's say a square, and just tap right there, and right away, like see there, right away is gonna program the button, and it's gonna be programmed to that. And you can see here on the screen, I'm actually going to show you guys a couple gameplays of some games that I did try it, and it is very, very, very responsive, and it actually works really damn good. So if you're one of those that like rear buttons, you might like this attachment for your controller. And of course, over here, if you want to swap to another profile, let's say you're playing like 2 games at a time, or you're switching between 3 games. So here you actually have access for 3 profiles. That's one, double tap, and it switches to the P2, double tap, and it switches to P3, which is profile 3. Let's say you want to customize just profile 3, just press right here when it's on 3, and that's it. All you got to do is, for example, let's say you want to use Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for these, with these button right here like that, and this other button over here like that. You can go ahead and click right there, and that's it. Button, rear buttons, profile 3 is actually going to be customized with that, and it's always going to remember every time you switch to P3. So that's really, really damn cool. Another thing you should know is that, let's say you want to, okay, did I do something here? Oh, the controller turned off. Yeah, the controller turned off. That's why that turned off as well. So let's say you want to reset all these buttons and return this device to default, right? So all you got to do is press each button, and you're going to see that right there. When it changes to the icons, there you go. When it changes to that, that means that everything is going to reset. And I can see there, all the buttons are going to change like it comes out of the box. See there? So that right there is out of the box. That's the profile that comes out of the box. 0 and X on P1, P2, triangle and square, P3, R1, L1. So out of the box, those are the profiles that you're going to get. Now, let me know in the comments if you actually got this and you have different default controls, but I believe everybody's going to have those same profile controls by default. So that's it. That's how easy this thing actually works. Like I said, it's really cool. I feel that it's actually very, very, very comfortable when you're playing video games. I did try it with the Need for Speed racing game. I did try it with MLB The Show, and it actually works pretty damn cool. I was butting and hitting balls with the rear buttons. I also tried it with Spider-Man, and on one side I chose to actually scan, and the other side I actually chose to change devices, and it works really damn good. And I also, on Star Wars, it also works pretty cool because you can actually, the way that I said it was to switch between single blade and double blade. And it's really cool. So on the controller, for example, on Star Wars, single blade and double blade is actually right and left navigation buttons. So if you want to, for example, customize the rear pads with these buttons over here, is really easy. All you got to do is, for example, tap right there, hold. Like you see there, you got that, and you got that. If you turn your controller off, let's go ahead and turn it off to see if it actually does something. But I believe it doesn't do anything at all. I'm pressing the button until it turns off. Okay, let's see, wait for it to turn off. There you go, the controller turned off. It actually didn't do anything. Now let's go ahead and turn it on. And there you go. You got the PlayStation logos there. And that's it. So guys, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this rear attachment back buttons for the PlayStation 4 controller. What do you think they're actually thinking about the PlayStation 5 controller? What do you think does this mean for the PlayStation 5? In my opinion, I think is that the PlayStation 5 is going to have rear buttons, and since the controller is actually going to be compatible with the PlayStation 5, they want you to have this because some PlayStation 5 are actually going to require the rear buttons, so that way you can use your PlayStation 4 controller on the PlayStation 5 without having to buy an extra controller. So that's my opinion, right? And one thing about this, I know that a lot of people saying like, why would they put a LED screen or OLED screen in the back, right? Where else they're gonna put it, right? They could have put it here. Honestly, they could have put it here because you don't need a huge screen right here. You could just use this part right here and customize it. I don't know why they didn't do it like that. But in my opinion, we might have this function right here over here on the PlayStation 5 controller. Don't you think? It would be amazing that if you press right here and you actually customize your rear pads using the screen over here. I don't know, but for some reason, I have a feeling that the PlayStation 5 controller is going to have this right here over here on the touchpad, because we've seen diagrams of the PlayStation 5 controller and it looks like they still bring in the touchpad, but it's a different touchpad. It might be a little different touchpad, and who knows, maybe the touchpad right here is going to be like one of these OLED screens that's plasticky, and we're going to have some function and customization right here in the front. Maybe that's the reason this looks like that. Who knows? Let me know in the comments, but I think that's what it is. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I'm going to leave links in my description just in case you're interested in getting one of these and helping my channel as well in my description. Thanks for watching this video. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.